Hey folk, this is JLove47 back with another chess video, and I played this guy mjtrux on October 28th, and he had a 1,314 rating. My rating at the time we played was 1,088, so he was supposedly, or supposed to be, a much better player than I was by 300 points or so. But I won in 21 moves before he gave up. He surrendered. I made him quit. He was black and I was white, so I had the advantage to move first. And my first move was to d4. He moved his pawn to d5. I moved my pawn to c3. He moved his knight to f6. And I moved my pawn to f3 just in case he decided to bring that knight down any further into my territory. I wasn't going to let that happen. And he was going to either move to e4 or g4. Those two white squares right here. e4 or g4. So, in order to stop that, stop him right in his tracks, I move my pawn up to f3. He moves his knight down to c6. And I wanted to get my queen involved, so I moved my queen up to d3. And he threatens my pawn, moving his pawn to e5. I moved my queen back. And he moves his pawn even further into my territory, threatening my pawn there on f2. And I decided to take him. And he took my pawn with his knight. And now he's threatening my queen. So I move my queen up 1. And he moves his queen down to f6. This is when I started to get a little nervous, because I'm like, he's really dominating the center 4 squares of the board. He got his knight into my territory. And his queen is really on the f-file, attacking my this weak black spot right here. I got a queen right there, but all he has to do is bring his white bishop down and get his black bishop involved in a couple moves. So I had to think quick, and I had to make sure that I got some more protection on this side of the board, because this is a very, very weak side of the board. He has a lot of his troops coming down, going to be coming down soon, attacking that side of the board. So I had to do something quick, and what I did was I moved my knight up to f3 to stop his queen from coming down. And he moved his knight to a5. What I did was I moved my pawn up to b3, because here's a weak white square right there. And what he could have done was, his next move was going to be to c4. And then he would have threatened my queen. And I don't want to lose my queen this early in the game. So what I did was I just moved my pawn up to stop his knight in his tracks. That's what you got to do. You got to think about your opponent and where they're going to move before they make the move, and stop them from making that move. Stop them from setting the trap. And that's what I did. I knew he was going to move here and threaten my queen, and I wasn't trying to move my queen back down anywhere or to the side. So what I did was I moved his pawn up and stopped his knight in his tracks, because that's the only place his knight could have gone, or right here. But then I'll take him with my pawn on a2. So that's how I done that. Stopped him right in his tracks. And now what I want to do is push his pieces back, because see, I told you that he was going to start trying to bring his little soldiers out. See what he's doing? He's trying to attack this side of the board, and I caught on to that very early. You can't play slick with me. I caught onto what you was trying to do early, buddy. Stop you right in your tracks. And now I moved that pawn up, giving my king some more defense. Just in case he want to move his bishop down here, I'll take his ass. So he moved his pawn down to b3. He's not no longer trying to attack this side of the board because he see that I put that defense on him. And now I decide to move my knight up to g5. I don't know why he didn't take the knight. It's not like I could do anything. If he had taken the knight, oh, I see. If he had took my knight, I would have took his knight, and he couldn't take me with his queen because my bishop was right there. So I guess he didn't want to trade queens. So I take his knight, and he take my knight. We exchange knights. And then I take his pawn and put him into check. You see how now the pressure's on him? Now I'm putting the pressure on you, motherfucker. I'm putting the pressure on you. So I put him into check now. He moves out the way, and then look. I take his rook. Now I'm fucking him up now. Excuse my language. I'm sorry, guys. I'm just getting a little excited here. I'm giving him the business now. So what I did was he tried to put an attack out on me, and I caught what he was trying to do early on. See with that knight, sometimes you got to think about what your opponent is going to do before they do it. He was trying to attack this side of the board, and I stopped him in his tracks. Now he can't really do nothing because I got all my pieces protecting my king. He can't move down here because I take him. Can't move right here, I take him. This pawn right here is protecting these pieces right here. And this pawn is protecting this white piece. My king is protecting that black piece, so he really can't do much. So he moved his pawn down. And what he could have did was, I think he could have... No, he couldn't have trapped my queen. And I put him into check again. Now, I'm coming for you, baby. I'm coming for you now. Now, I take his bishop. He can't take my bishop because I take his rook out. But I sacrifice the bishop even though... Oh, I put him into check. I see. I put him into check again. And now I'm threatening his queen. So now I'm really going for him. You see what I'm trying to get the checkmate at, right? And he's seen that. So what I did was I took his queen. Boom. I don't think he had nowhere else to move, did he? So now I'm pretty much just giving him the business now. Put him in check again. And I move right up. Check. And that's when he quit. That's when he quit because it was really nothing else he could do. He was into check, so he had to move his king over to g8. That was his only move, I believe. His only move was to move his king over to g8. And if he would have moved his king over to g8, boom. I would have came to e8, took his rook. And I think that would have been... Well, if he right here, that wouldn't have been checkmate. He would have moved his bishop up. That would have been his only move. And then I would have took his bishop, and that would have been checkmate. So, yeah, I got that motherfucker good, man. I'm proud of myself. Alright. Leave your comments, rate, subscribe. And I'll hit you guys up with another video.